Hi guys, it's Josie, and today we're going to be learning about ELL or ELS. ELS and ELL stands for English Language Learners. English language learners have a hard time with comprehension, not just in reading, but in science, math, social studies, any type of subject, they have a hard time with comprehension. The best way to teach ELS is with explicit instruction of comprehension skills along with other skills. The importance of reading comprehension skills. As we all know, reading comprehension for any reader is very important and taught so much throughout reading and English language arts. But for an ELL student, reading comprehension is the most important skill. Vocabulary development is taught along with comprehension only because vocabulary helps a reader's comprehension. But that goes for any type of reader. If you don't know the words that you're reading about and you continue to read, you're honestly not going to understand what you're reading and you won't be able to comprehend. Some skills that can be taught for comprehension are summarizing, problem solving, finding the main idea, important facts, and supporting details, sequencing, and inferencing. So the comprehension strategies that we will learn, there are 4 of them. And for the first strategy, a picture is worth 1,000 words. A picture is a great way for a reader to understand the text better. When we were younger, we read children's literature book. On each page of the book, there was a picture to help us know what the words were meaning. So whether the book was being read to us or we were reading the book, we always looked at the pictures first to help us clarify what we were about to be reading and to understand what the words meant better. So for an ELL student, it helps them do the same thing. It helps them clarify the meaning and helps them understand and comprehend what the words mean. Even if the book has no pictures, you as a teacher can make some of your own where you think the ELL student would need help. So in a vocabulary word or a section of the text that you think would be hard to comprehend, make a picture about it and have it there for the ELL student to look at when they are reading that so that they can have a clear view of what they're reading and understand it a lot better. The second strategy is to check for comprehension frequently. A lot of times, you will have to check with ELL students because they will not want to say when they don't understand something in front of their classmates because they think that they're the only ones that really don't know what is going on. Checking comprehension frequently goes for any type of reader, not even just an ELL student. But for ELL students, it's very crucial that you continuously check to make sure that they are getting what they need to and understanding what they need to. You can do this by quick formative assessments. Exit slips and turn and talk strategy are great ways to do that. Turn and talk strategy is a strategy where you ask a question but kind of just have blanks to fill in instead of them just answering the question. And before they talk out loud, because they do not like talking in front of their classmates, they'll write it down on a piece of paper and you can go around while they're writing it down and seeing if they're hesitating on what to write down or they don't know or if they're getting it right. And so it helps you as a teacher know where they are at and if you need to stay on that topic a little bit longer. Exit slips do the same exact thing, except it is more of kind of whatever you want to put on at the end of an activity, you give it out and then they will hand it back to you. So it's not so much as you're talking out loud to your classmates or your classmates will know what you put on there, but you as a teacher will take a lot from that to know if you can move on or not. After you give directions, it is a good idea to check with your ELL students to make sure they understand the task instead of letting them go on thinking that they know what they're doing, but they really don't. The third strategy is to use sentence and paragraph frames. A lot of times, ELL students will not want to speak in front of the class, like I said in the last slide. So sentence and paragraph framing helps the student be able to speak grammatically correct, but also for you to know that they understand the text. You can use this method when asking to compare and contrast or cause and effect in a book. Compare and contrast and cause and effect for any other type of student, they'll just write down what the answer would be and in a couple of sentences. But for an ELL student, they might not know if what they're thinking is right, and they might not know at all. They might not have gotten that from the text. So putting it in sentence and paragraph framing, saying blank and blank were the 2 main characters, and having them fill that in, that is letting you know that they know that main and key idea of this book, but also not having them out of their comfort zone so that they know what to put exactly in that blank, and it's not kind of just an open-ended question, and they know that they'll be grammatically correct. The fourth strategy is chunk text. Chunk text is a strategy where you break up the text into different parts and have the ELL student break up each individual part. This helps the student learn the vocabulary words in the whole text in an easier way. At the end of each part you broke up, have the students write a 1-sentence summary using a vocabulary word they learned. Breaking it up into breaking it up the text into different parts like this and only focusing on that part that you broke up for one whole day and doing that each day until you're done with the whole text helps ELL students tremendously. It helps them and you know where they are at and helping them understand and comprehend, and it does not overwhelm them with the full and whole text where they probably wouldn't comprehend and understand the text as well as when you break it up. Having them do this one sentence summary using a vocabulary word helps them use a new word that they had learned into context clues and using it in a sentence. So when they come across the word again, they'll know what it means and they will not have any more trouble with it. The end of all the different chunks, the student will now have an understanding of the whole text. They will be able to comprehend and tell you what the whole text was about. Even if they don't know they are doing that, that is what they're doing. Testing an ELL student is not as hard as many would think. Out of the strategy we just talked about, if you use those strategies during the test, you will get amazing results because it is something that they are familiar with. You just taught them all this using all of these strategies. So if you're to put on the test none of the strategies that you just taught them or used with them, they're going to feel like this is nothing that they just learned about, and they're not going to know what to put on this test and how to exactly answer it. But instead, if you put sentence framing and chunk text and different things like that on the test, they will be so familiar with it that it will come easy to them and they will know and they will be able to show you exactly what they learned. On the other hand, if you show them a test that none of this was on, they won't be able to show you what they learned. Even if they could answer that question, it will be hard for them to know that because this is nothing that they have been learning before. So I hope that you guys learned a lot from the ELL and ELS lesson, and next up is Sophia, and she's going to wrap it all up for us. Thank you.